pleasant day to all. I am Martinez Ortiz. Today we're gonna be discussing one of the most important parts of computer fundamentals, which is input device. By the end of this video, you will be able to define, identify, and differentiate between the various types of input devices based on their function and uses. What is input devices? When we say input devices, these are the devices which are used to enter data into the computer system. For example, keyboard, mouse, scanner, microphone, and etc. Functions of input devices are to accept data from the outside world, convert that data into computer coded information, and lastly, supply that data into CPU for further processing. There are three classifications of input devices. First, we have standard input device, which has a keyboard, and second, pointing devices. The example are mouse, trackball, joystick, light pin, and touchscreen. And lastly, we have special input devices, which has microphone, scanner, and camera. Let's begin to break down this example, starting with keyboard. Keyboard is the most commonly used input device. It is similar like a typewriter which is used to enter data to the computer. It contains sets of keys, such as alphabets, number, and special signs. Did you know that there are two types of keyboard? The general purpose keyboard and special purpose keyboard. The general purpose keyboard, it contains enough keys which are used in all types of application. That's why it is called general purpose keyboard. The general purpose keyboard are divided into following parts. The alphanumeric keypad, which contains of alphabets, numbers, and special signs, such as asterisk, hashtag, exclamation mark, and etc. And the numeric keypad, meaning 0 to 9 numbers, and mathematical sign, such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And the arrow keys, meaning up, down, left, and right, which are used to move the cursor or to scroll the page. Yung ginagamit nato pang scroll sa page, up and down, or to the next page or the previous page. And the function case, makita ni nato sa taas sa numbers, meaning first line keyboard consists of 12 keys, meaning F1 to F12, known as the function case. And lastly, we have the special case, the tab, enter, space, backspace, delete, home, and page up, page down, print screen, morning kuan, kaning pang screenshot, and then insert. Kung ganahan ka na i-insert between the two character or two lines. And in the escape, if you want to terminate the execution of the program, Alt and Control man yung ginagamit nato for shortcut keys. And then numlock and caps lock. On the other hand, we have the special purpose keyboard. Special purpose keyboard is used for special purpose application which required faster data entry and rapid interaction with the computer system. For example, ATM used in banks use special purpose keyboard which contains a few keys. Next, sa second classification, pointing devices, we have the first, which is mouse. A mouse is a pointing input device that controls the movement of a cursor on the computer screen. It allows user to interact with the computer by clicking, dragging, and scrolling. The left button is used for selecting items, and the right button opens shortcut menus. And the scroll wheel moves pages up and down. There are a lot of many types of mouse that are available, including optical mouse, wireless mouse, and mechanical mouse. The mouse helps make computer use faster and easier for tasks like selecting, opening files, and playing games. That's all for my part. Let's leave the rest to the next reporter.
Hello everyone, I'm Kurt Raven Proimo. Now let's talk about the trackball. The trackball is a pointing device that is very similar to a mouse. It has buttons, but the main feature of it is that it has a ball. This ball can be used to navigate the cursor. So if you move the ball to the left, the cursor will move to the left, and etc. This comes in many forms and sizes, whether it is a box, a circle, a rectangle, or anything. But as long as it has a ball, it is a trackball. The advantages of using a trackball is that it takes less space because you do not need to move the whole mouse around or the whole trackball around in order to move the cursor, unlike a mouse where you need to do it. It has less strain on your wrist because you don't need to move it at all. You use your fingers to move the ball. And it takes less space because you only need to put it in a designated space. And now let's talk about the joystick. The joystick works similarly like the trackball. It has a ball and a stick connected to it. And then, on top of the stick, there is a push button. So, the input is when you push the stick, the sensor senses that you pushed it forward, backward, to the left, to the right. And you can mostly see this in arcade games. You know those claw machines? You move the claw around using the joystick, and then you push the button to engage the claw. You can find this also in video game controllers. Push forward to go forward, backward, and etc. This is also used in several industries like aircrafts, motorized wheelchairs, microscopes, and security systems. The main advantage of using a joystick is it's very easy to use, very easy to learn, and very easy to operate. And now, let's talk about the light pen. A light pen is a pointing device that is used to draw directly on the screen. But the name suggests light pen. So a pen has a sensor on the tip of it, and it senses light that is emitted from the screen. So when it senses light, it sends a signal to the computer that the computer will know where the drawing should start. So in using a light pen, you just point the tip of the pen to the screen and press the button on the side. So after that, the pen will start sensing for light and sends a signal to the computer. A light pen does not work on all types of screens though. It needs a specific type of screen that is called a CRT, or a cathode ray tube. Basically those screens that have a boko-boko on the back. So a light pen is used in the industries of engineering, architecture, and fashion design. Basically, as an engineer, they use CAD, or computer-aided design. So they just draw on it. That is very easy. And also the architects and the fashion designers. So they just draw, and they do not need to use paper. It's all digital now. So the advantages of it is it's less expensive than a touchscreen, because a touchscreen is a very expensive hardware. It gives the user full range of mouse capabilities, just like a mouse, but it's much easier and user-friendly to use. It cannot scratch or damage the screen because the tip is made of silicone that cannot scratch the screen, and it works on any size of screens as long as it's a CRT display. And now let's talk about touchscreens. Touchscreens are not just screens, but they are also pointing devices. Why, you may ask? Because a touchscreen allows the users to point anywhere in the display area and use it as input. So basically how this works is it has three components. All touchscreens have these three components. So it has a touchscreen sensor panel. Basically this panel generates a current, and then when you touch the screen, it alters that current, and then a touchscreen controller senses that and then processes the data, after which that data is sent to the software driver. Basically this driver runs the program and how to translate the touch into input. So basically the driver is in control. So a touchscreen is used in many devices, mainly phones, tablets, computers, and even in fast food restaurants like Jollibee and McDonald's, where the order interface is using a touchscreen display. In phones, The first touchscreen was introduced with an iPhone back in 2007. That is very long ago. And now, touchscreens have evolved into much thinner bezel-less and more responsive screens.
Good day everyone, my name is Princess Nicole and Pancho, and today I will share to you guys about Digitizer. It is an input device that allows you to convert pictures, maps, or drawings into digital form. It works with a stylus, which is a pen-like tool, to draw directly on a flat tablet. The computer then captures the image or drawing as digital data. So, digitizers are commonly used by architects and engineers in CAD programs and by professionals in GIS to digitize maps. You can think of it like drawing on a paper, but the drawing goes straight into the computer. So, example, architects drawing building designs in CAD software, engineers digitizing blueprints for construction projects, artists creating digital artwork for comic illustrations, and signing digital documents in offices. Next is microphone. A microphone is an input device that lets the computer capture voice or other sounds. It works by converting sound waves into electrical signals using diaphragm, which vibrates when sound hits it. There are different types of microphones like dynamic, condenser, ribbon, or crystal. Use different methods to convert sound. Microphones are used in many applications including voice recording, phone calls, online classes, and professional music recording. So examples for microphones: recording podcast or voice memos on a laptop, attending online class or video calls, singing or recording music in a home studio, giving voice commands to virtual assistant like Siri or Alexa. So, web camera. A web camera or webcam is an input device that captures images or videos and sends them to the computer. It can be connected via USB or Wi-Fi and is often embedded in laptops or attached externally. Webcams work with software to capture, store, and compress images in formats like JPEG or JPEG. They used for video calls, online classes, and streaming, allowing people to see each other over the internet. Scanner. A scanner is an input device that converts paper documents into digital format, making it easier and faster to store or edit information on a computer. The main advantage of a scanner is that they provide accurate data entry without typing. So there are two main types of scanners. First, let's talk about flatbed scanners, are like photocopiers where the document is placed on a glass plate and scanned line by line, while handheld scanners are small and need to be moved across the document manually. They are less accurate but convenient for quick scanning. So example, scanning old photos to store digitally, uploading printed documents to email or cloud storage, digitizing forms from school or office, and scanning barcodes and receipts in stores.
Hello everyone, today I'll be explaining my assigned topic, which is the optical scanners and the four types of it. So what is optical scanners? Optical scanners are input devices that convert digital signals using images, text, codes, or objects into two-dimensional digital files and then send this information to your computer. Now we know what optical scanner is. Let me introduce you to the first type of it, which is OMR or optical mark reader. From the word itself, or from the name itself, optical mark reader, it can only read or recognize a type of mark made by pencil or pen. Meaning, dili na siya makarecognize og lain pa aside sa pen or pencil. OMR is a device that is capable of recognizing pre-specified type of mark made by pencil or pen. pareha to akong gingon ganiya. The optical mark reader is a device which can detect the presence or absence of a mark on a paper. So, pwede ni siya magamit during barangay election, presidential election, school exams to ensure efficient o accurate jud ang result sa mga voters or mga mo-answer sa exam. Let's proceed to advantages and disadvantages of OMR. The first advantage is speed and accurate to generate results. So, ma-ensure nato nga walay cheating or kanang bisag unsa pa nga issue may tabo during election or even sa school exams. The second one is cheap. So, baratuhon ra ang OMR. Sa disadvantage, cannot be able to read characters. So, ang iyang ngan kay optical mark, so iyang makuan ra, iyang ma-read kay mga mark sa pen or pencil. Erasing or cancellation is not possible. So, dili daw pwede mag-erase or kanang mag-alterate sa mga imong answers or imong gi-vote sa during election. And then the third and last disadvantage is good quality, expensive paper is required. So, mao ra ni ang kabati niya. Although cheap siya, but need siya og expensive paper para mo read ang device. Now that we're done with OMR, let's proceed to the second type, which is OCR or Optical Character Reader. OCR is capable of recognizing alphabets, numbers, shapes, and identify characters from source documents, or should we say kanang original documents. OCR can convert an image of text into machine-readable text format. So, i-input sa OCR ang image of text para mahimo siyang machine-readable text format. For example, if you scan a form or a receipt, your computer saves the scan as an image file. And then, you cannot use a text editor to edit, search, or count the words in the image file unless you use an OCR to convert the image into a text document with its content stored as text data, which is kanang murag i-copy ra sa OCR into your computer para imong ma-edit baron, ma-search or maihap nimo if pila na ka word ang naa sa imo ang kanang file or receipt. Now let's proceed to advantages and disadvantages of OCR. Advantages are speedy enter data, meaning paspas ra ang pag-enter og data sa imong computer. The second one is accept wide range of font using ordinary format. So, mo-accept ra siya og kanang lain-lain nga font using sa ordinary format or ordinary mark. Disadvantages are expensive, mahal siya. Scan properly only if the characters are standard size, meaning ang character kailangan naa sulod sa iyang standard size or kanang standard font baron. And the last one is dusty paper cannot be scanned properly. For the third type, we have MICR or Magnetic Ink Character Recognition. MICR uses a special ink which can be magnetized to print characters that can be read and decoded by special magnetic devices or ang MICR. Ang magnetic devices nga gimin diri is ang MICR. Ang MICR daw is magamit to verify the originality or legitimacy of the checks and other original paper documents. So gamito ni especially sa bank or sa kanang government para check if legit ba ang check or ang documents para if dili gani if fake gani ang check or documents maila rin nila kay nagamit sila sa kini nga device. So ang need daw sa para magamit nimo ang MICR mag-need og special ink which is kanang sensitive to magnetic fields kanang ang naa sa kanang paper documents para ma-detect sa MICR if legit ba siya or dili. Now for the advantages and disadvantages of MICR. The first advantage is speed data entry, meaning mas paspas ang inyong paglihok sa government or bank. Second one is accurate output, meaning less ang kanang ang mistake nga mahimo sa device. The third one is folded or roughly handled checks are also scanned with the same accuracy. So, same accuracy ra gyapon sa pag-scan niya sa ubang checks or documents, even kanang nakumot na imong checks or kanang bisag asa na nimo na kuan mahugaw baron mabasa ra gyapon sa device. The advantages are MICR software is required. So mag-need jud siya og kuan software, meaning mukuha sad siya og storage gikan sa imong computer. And the second disadvantage is limited funds are used in banking industries only. So meaning sa kanang checks nga kanang mga sa checking nga font baron sa banking industry ra gid na siya magamit. For the last type, we have BCR or barcode reader. No, siguro familiar naman guro taning barcode sa or kanang barcode scanner kay kasagaran nato madto naman sa mall like mangumpra or kauban sa mama mangumpra mo na ang kanang nasa kanang cashier. So ang barcode reader is a device which is used to recognize barcode data. The barcodes represent the alphanumeric data by combination of vertical lines which contains different width and spacing between them. So lahi-lahi daw og kanang gibag-on og kanang spaces nila kanang gilagyoon nila. So dili ka makabut-buot og kanang linya-linya para makabuhat ka og barcode. If magbuhat-buhat man gani ka, if iskana nimo sa barcode reader dili na siya mo read kay kuan man na may specific width and spacing ang kuan barcode gyud. So how barcode reader works, it uses a laser beam technology kanang makita na to nga red nga murag lasers nga i-scan sa barcode nato kanang inig ka human natog pangumpra sa atong mga gipang kuan ba gipang palit, iscan na dira mo itong mogawas ang price and the kanang mga numbers nga ubos sa barcode mo nang walay kanang unique na ang mga numbers dira. It's impossible daw nga naay magkapariha nga kanang barcode kay unique daw ng each barcode. Laser strokes across the pattern of bar which will convert it into alphanumeric value. So mo to ang gingon ganiha nga kuan naay alphanumeric value ang ubos sa kanang mga line sa barcode nya each alphanumeric value sa barcode is unique na kanang wala sila'y magkapariha. So guys, it's a wrap. Thank you for listening and I hope namoy nakatulan along sa among lesson nga gi-tackle karon, and then God bless ninyo. Thank you.
Salamat po.